here at ACO Radio, American Communications Online, or any affiliated stations or websites are not responsible for what guest hosts or call-ins may say. All programming is intended for informational and entertainment purposes only.
Hello, world. This is TJ Morris, and you're listening to ET Radio, sponsored by American Communications Online. Welcome aboard, all you ground troops spinning around smartly on the planet. We've had a lot of people getting in touch with us. I understand there's a lot of things happening in the universe, and we're going to take a moment to get hooked up here. My tech is working diligently to hook us all up properly. We can't get on through our normal director Skype right now, but we're working on it. So, Mad Painter, I can see that you're here on your Skype, but it's going to take me a few minutes to get hooked up here. So we're running a Mad, but I can't do the board. So what I will do is let you, if you don't mind, can you call in from your Skype and run the board? Let me give you the, do you have all that information written down? Because I'm looking at my computer, but my Skype, my internet's down. So my grandson's trying to get it all hooked up now. The tower's down, which is like when you go down. So I apologize, folks. It's all paid for, and we can usually get in on Skype or direct or just call in like I'm doing. And I'm really excited to have Dr. Irena Scott, PhD. Hopefully she's here, but I'm blind. It's like I have to run a board, and I can't see it, so because my computer's down. So not my computer, it's booting up with, I've got to wait for all the dots are turning green and everything. And it may take me a minute or two more waiting on this so I can see everybody. Man, I'm not sure what to do, so I'll just keep talking right now, Mad. But I was going to get you to see if you could call in. But Mad, I'm called in on the normal number. You have a 425-292 number for the call in, and then I could just drop this off. But then I won't be on the show until I get booted up. So right now, let me just tell you, Dr. Irena Scott has been on before one time, and we just didn't really get to cover a whole lot because the time goes by so fast. And I had no clue this was going to go down a while ago. It went down at 5 minutes till when I was trying to get on, and the screen was stuck on my computer. And I've been on it all day. I was like, what the heck? And a friend of mine, Janet Caroleston of Maui, Hawaii, with our Ascension Center organization, ACO, just talked to her. And I had no clue. I was sitting here looking at the show like normal, counting the countdown at 5 minutes till. And I saw a Mad Painter was here. And just so you know, Ahmad, it went down when you were on hold for 0.051 seconds. So that's when it went down. So hopefully if you can hear me, you know that I'm here and we're running this show. But let's see if I can. It doesn't have a number. Let's see if I can reboot. It shows waiting for host right now. It's countdown. So how is that possible if I can see that, but I can't get in? So, nope, says this site cannot be reached. Darn it. Okay, I'll reload. I'm watching all my buttons on my tower. Folks, I apologize out there in cyberspace. It's a 3D reality check. They're all doing something. But I've still got this site can't be reached, so it may take a few minutes. It says blogtalkradio.com server IP address could not be found. Checking the proxy firewall and DNS configuration, running Windows Network Diagnostics. So that's where we're at now. And I've been learning a lot lately, and so I was hoping that Dr. Scott would assist me, being that she has all this intelligence work that she's done and cartography and all of that. And I can't even see that to talk about it. So I think from now on, I'm going to make sure that my producer can pull in the board as well. And we'll be cross-training, co-hosting each other on this board, which is a technical situation that we don't have any button. I mean, we have buttons to push, but we can't push the buttons. So what is cyberspace security? You know, okay. What's cyberspace security, and how does that relate to space waste? Well, at least you can hear me right now as long as my phone doesn't run down. So, Ahmed, if you can let Irena Scott know that we're working diligently on putting this box back on so I can see, because my board's gone, and it will be here soon. But maybe, Ahmed, if you can hear me, I know so little and am amazed at how much I do not know. So making friends these days is a good thing in cyberspace, and some of them can help us. Some more than others have the time or will take the time. It's just like in all these organizations we join for support, is the fact that many people will not take their time to be in service to others anymore. But we still believe in a lot of people that do. And one thing I learned about years and years ago, we'll say 20 years ago, when I was working in public service and back in the day, and I was tied politically, which I'm no longer after 20 years or so, but back in the day when we were helping people, senators and governors and things like that, they'd come into town to, it's that time again to talk about who's going to be put in office. And back then, I noticed working for a little weekly newspaper, they had to pay, and even the little weekly newspapers wouldn't carry the political type of free information, like as an author or a musician or something. They may do a public interest story on them and not charge them, but not so with politics. So it takes a lot to be a politician these days. But I'm hoping that some of them are going to pick up on cyberspace security and space waste, because we have a lot of forgotten satellites out there. And I don't know if that's why all of a sudden I've got a lot of notice from a lot of people in friends, social media, people in the intelligence world, or is it because I don't dabble over there in politics anymore, so I'm curious. So maybe it's the content we're providing, and meaning that we are sharing Allied Command Organization as a group of what it was supposed to be was about the Allied Command in Universal Space, which is out there above the satellite area. And yet I'm getting people telling me about cyberspace security. And a friend of mine, Richard Pruitt, came over. He's a lifelong friend, talking about his days with the Air Force and guarding the plane for President Reagan when he was out there. And then he was Homeland Security, and he worked in security at the Atlanta airport. And then, he knows I'm trying to start a community of people that are veterans and prior government. So Ahmad's trying to talk to me, but I can't see it yet. Ahmad, I can feel you, but I can't see you. I'm trying to get something on here, so please forgive us for not being in communication, folks. But, I would like to know more how to speak the language, because I was an investigative journalist. I was more of an investigative reporter, to be honest, with looking for attorneys and going out and helping them. Okay. It looks like I'm coming on now, folks. Looks like I've talked enough to find a way to get in. So this is something by Monday, we're going to have a managers meeting, and the managers of the different radio shows that we market and promote and help each other will share this among ourselves. So let's see. It looks like I can now get on. It's finally booted up. So I apologize. It's only 7:09, believe it or not, on my clock. So, yeah, I've wasted more than that in the beginning for poor people. So it has nothing to do with the poor people, which normally you'd think, oh, they can't afford it or they didn't pay their bill. But not so at this time. Everything is paid for. Our finance committee is in good shape. It has to do with the tech community. So without further ado, it says I am live. I can see my screen. Now, you guys will see the front. So if you're calling in or you've heard that we're doing a show tonight with Dr. Scott, or you've seen it on Facebook, I was excited. And you have to be ready for anything, folks. It's just the way the world is. And so everything is an opportunity to take advantage of a time. Oh, good. I can see. There is light. So here we go. It says Dr. Irena Scott, PhD, ACO Club. That's people that are close to me, friends, sort of my think tank, with T.R. Becker, which stands for Thomas Reuben Becker, also known as the Mad Painter, and T.J. Morris, who is moi, Teresa J. Thurmond Morris. And now we're going to get started with Dr. Irena McCammon Scott. She's an author of several books. She has Physiology Radioisotope. It's coming in now. Techniques. There you go. I can almost see. Mathematics and statistics, chemistry, physics. My goodness, this lady has done so much, and she's worked in aerospace and been a physical scientist, cartographer, and worked around photogrammetry. And these words are so long I can hardly say them. Cartography, astronomy, mapping celestial bodies, surveying computer languages, and other clearances she had. And, it's really an honor to work with people that have actually had a need-to-know basis and clearances. And she just happens to be one of those. But she had a second Arsenal SF-50 U.S. Air Force ACIC Aeronautical Chart and Information Center, later DMA Aerospace Center, Aerospace National Geospatial-Intelligence Agency. And she provided charts and graphics to assist in planning and executing on the Apollo 11 missions, determining lunar orbits and finding landing sites. So that's fun. We should have her meet Ken Justin again tonight. He's tied up. So this is my second attempt at getting her and Ken with NASA together, but we'll keep working on getting people together. Now, she has worked with the Defense Intelligence Agency, I understand, and she was an analyst in Washington, D.C., and she has PhD level positions, and we'll just let her tell it the best way that she can. One thing that caught my interest was she was at Lowery Air Force Base, maybe or maybe not the same time I was. I went in second rehire, 4x10, I believe. 4x10 boot camp was, I came in on 4/29/85 to 4/29/93, but then I did another contract. But let's get, let me see if I can, Ahmad, are you here? Let me look. Let's see. Ahmad, can you hear me now? Am I in?
Yes, I'm here. I couldn't do anything because you're already logged in on your phone, so it wouldn't let me do anything.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the co-host. Okay, well, then, and I'm not sure how to run the co-host, but thank you.
She's calling in on the number.
Direct? Okay.
Yeah,
Dr. Scott, can you hear me?
Hello?
Yay!
Hello?
Hi. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you. Okay. Well, yeah, Matt's here, and he had you call in direct because he's having. I don't know, Dr. Scott. Maybe you could explain more to us about the sunspots and the stuff out there. But go ahead, Dr. Scott, and say hi to Matt, and then introduce yourself if you would. We'll do a quick sound check with Matt. Go ahead. Say hi.
Well, hello, Ahmad.
Good evening.
Yeah.
I'm having real bad storms around me, so I was afraid I'd just get kicked off.
Okay.
So, and if I'd have called you and had you on mine, and if I got kicked off, you'd get kicked off too. So.
I know.
All right. Well, I think we all sound good, and this will go right up on iTunes, Stitcher, iHeart, FM radio, podcast being cast, even YouTube, all kind of places. So all this stuff is just going to be out there, folks, but we're just people. So Dr. Irena Scott, would you please introduce yourself in whatever form or fashion that you would like to have recorded and sent out to the universe, please? So we really appreciate your patience.
Okay, I'll just introduce what positions I've had, okay?
Yes.
I received my PhD from the University of Missouri College of Veterinary Medicine and Physiology. I did postdoctoral research at Cornell University, and had a